Welcome to a new What I Eat in a Week. This Monday morning I had steel cut oats, and I know I've said before that I soaked them, but lately I haven't. I just cooked them according to the package instructions, so adding water and salt, and then I let it cook on low to medium heat for 8 minutes. And while the oats were on the stove, I prepared my vitamin D and K and also B12, which I usually just blend into my oatmeal. And if you're gonna do this, you wanna make sure that your vitamins don't have any flavor though. I once mixed in my magnesium and it just wasn't good. But if you can swallow pills, you obviously don't have to do any of that. Anyways, once the oats were done, I just mixed them together with the vitamins. As usual, I topped the oats with hemp seeds, cinnamon, and frozen blueberries. Then I also added pea milk. I made it look very unappetizing when I mixed it around like this, but yeah, it was really good. And of course, I also had a banana on the side. For lunch, I had this vegan creamy pasta with broccoli and peas. It's made with whole wheat pasta, and I can link the recipe I followed below. Before eating, I also added a grated carrot, and I kind of realized it looked like the Pippi Longstocking wig I had as a kid. Yeah, I don't know why I said that, but after lunch I felt like having an apple. For my afternoon snack, I had buckwheat cakes with avocado, herb salt, and chili flakes, and a square of dark chocolate. For dinner, I sort of freestyled a lentil soup, so I first added onion and garlic to a pot. Then I added diced carrots and celery. Then I added all the spices, so I used ground turmeric and ginger, ground cumin, paprika, and herb salt instead of veggie stock. I added tomato paste as well because it just gives it extra flavor, I guess. Then I added red lentils that I had soaked and rinsed, and technically you don't have to soak red lentils, but I like to do it because they cook quicker. But yeah, then I added water as well. I also remembered that I should add black pepper to make the curcumin and the turmeric more bioavailable. And then I let the soup simmer for about 10 minutes. Then I blended about half of the soup, and by the way, you could add coconut milk as well, but I don't really like the taste of it unless it's in a curry where you can't even taste it. But for this, no thank you. Then I added frozen chopped kale, lemon juice, and frozen chopped parsley. I gotta say, this soup turned out really good, although I would probably tweak some things with the spices, so I won't post a recipe with the exact measurements for this yet at least. ate this with a piece of rye sourdough bread I had cut in half and with hummus on top. On Tuesday morning, I did not feel like having a sweet breakfast, so I had 2 pieces of that rye sourdough bread but with mashed avocado instead of hummus. For more flavor, I sprinkled on herb salt and nutritional yeast. It looks kind of gross, especially in this lighting, but I promise it's good. I forgot to film before I started eating, but I also had a small apple with cinnamon. And I don't really film what I drink anymore because it feels too repetitive, but pretty much every morning this week I had green tea and then I usually have an herbal tea in the evening. For lunch, I had the leftover soup and another rye bread, but this time I added avocado again instead of hummus. I still had some healthier gingerbread cookies in the freezer from December, so I had a few of those in the afternoon and then 2 squares of dark chocolate. I had a lot of Brussels sprouts that I had to use, so for dinner I decided to roast them in the oven, and I also roasted carrots and chickpeas. Then I drizzled on avocado oil. I don't cook with Brussels sprouts that much, so I was unsure of which spices to use, so I just used salt and pepper. But to the chickpeas, I added paprika and ground cumin, and then I figured I could also add frozen parsley to the carrots. And to really coat everything in the oils and spices, I used my hand to mix everything around. And make sure to spread everything out afterwards so that everything cooks evenly. I roasted this at 180 degrees Celsius for 35 minutes. With all of that, I had quinoa because quinoa and roasted vegetables and chickpeas is just so good. Then I added the rest of the hummus that I had at home because it was about to expire. By the way, do you guys make your own hummus or do you get it from the store? Because I technically could make my own, but I just find it so boring to make hummus. Wednesday was sort of a meal repeater day, as you will see, so I had the same steel-cut oats as I did on Monday morning for breakfast and also the banana. For lunch, I had the leftovers from Tuesday's dinner, but since I didn't have any hummus left, I made a tahini dressing and I will show you how I made it. I don't really measure out how much lemon juice I put in there, but I start by adding lemon juice. And then for one serving, I usually add about a tablespoon of tahini. Then I added some sea salt before I started whisking it, and you want to whisk it until it gets thick, and then you gradually want to add water until you get your desired consistency. And this is like the base recipe and it's fine just as it is, but you can add spices or herbs if you want a certain flavor. This time I just had it like this. And then after lunch, I had an apple. For a snack, I had a protein bar. And for dinner, I had the leftover lentil soup and one piece of rice sourdough bread with avocado, herb salt, and nutritional yeast. Thursday morning, I had regular oatmeal and I cook it with 1/3 water and 2/3 pea milk. I also added a pinch of salt off camera. And I had the same toppings as for the steel cut oats, but without extra pea milk, and then a banana on the side. For lunch, I had the last portion of the lentil soup with 2 pieces of bread this time. I had a protein bar in the afternoon. For dinner, I first added avocado oil to a pot. Maybe I should say before what I'm actually making. I don't know. I'm making stir-fry vegetables. So I added frozen stir-fry vegetables. In a bowl, I added chickpeas that I seasoned with herb salt. By the way, I can put a link in the description which herb salt I use because I've gotten questions about it. And I also seasoned it with ground cumin and dried coriander or cilantro, whatever you want to call it. So then I heated a pan and added avocado oil to it before adding those chickpeas. After the stir-fry vegetables had been cooking for a while, I added soy sauce, ground ginger, and a little bit of salt. Soy sauce is pretty salty, so yeah, you don't need much extra salt. Then I basically just cooked the vegetables until the broccoli turned softer because I feel like that's what takes the longest to cook out of these vegetables. And I also roasted the chickpeas until they were golden and a bit crispy on the outside. And yeah, I ate this with jasmine rice. And of course, I added half of an avocado. Okay, I forgot I had manual focus on for the first few seconds, so that's why it's blurry, but Friday morning I decided I wanted to use my baked oatmeal recipe and also add protein powder to the batter to make protein pancakes. I've done this a few times and it works very well. So to my blender, I added rolled oats, a banana, ground flax seeds, salt, cinnamon, and then hemp protein powder. And since I added the protein powder and also because I was making pancakes, not oatmeal, I added more pea milk than the recipe calls for. But yeah, I can put the measurements in the description box. And then I heated a pan and added coconut oil. While the first pancakes were cooking on the first side, I heated up some frozen blueberries in a pot. To the blueberries, I added some hemp seeds just to make them thicker. But then I also sprinkled extra hemp seeds on top of the pancakes. I just had the leftovers from Thursday's dinner for lunch. I wasn't too hungry in the afternoon, so I just had an apple and a square of dark chocolate. For dinner, I had a black bean taco like I have most Fridays, and for the actual black beans, I have just seasoned them with taco seasoning. I forgot to press record before adding the corn, but yeah, then I added taco sauce. And then cucumber and iceberg lettuce. And lastly, a little bit of Greek yogurt. And if you're new here, I'm not vegan, I just eat plant-based. So yeah, this video is like all vegan except for this Greek yogurt. But yeah, that was all I ate this week. If you want to see more videos like these, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.